Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to show you some of the new features that I really like in the new gradebook in Canvas. One of the things I really like is if you go over to student name, you can click the three dots and then you can change the sort by or the display as. This is good if you want to match up the names to your grades in the faculty portal. You could change it to last name and then first name, or leave it as is, first name, last name. If you need to see the student ID number, you would go down to secondary info and click on SISID, and then it would display the student ID number below the name. And that might be good to do as well, just to match up, make sure everyone gets the right grade. This other thing, you'll notice these colors for some of these missing items. You can change those if you want. You can view, click on view up here, and then if you select statuses, you can see that everything's color coded here. So missing is this kind of red, and you can change these colors if you want. You know, it's up to you, or have no color if you want. But missing should kind of stay red. So that's kind of interesting there. And then a lot of people have issues. Sometimes these columns are out of order. You can see I have exercise 1 over here, then this is a discussion followed by exercise 2. If I wanted to group these a different way, I can just click and drag it over, and then I have 1, 2, and 3 in a row just to make it more orderly. And then now to my favorite part of this whole thing. In the past, we've had a lot of issues with students seeing their grades, thinking they got a certain grade, and then not factoring in the missing assignment. And the reason that happens is a lot of times instructors don't put a 0 in for the missing assignments at the end of the semester. So a student will only see their total based on graded assignments, which can be deceiving. They might think they're getting a B when really they have a C. To avoid any kind of confusion, it's always good to give the student a 0 if they didn't turn in the assignment. I mean, that sounds obvious, but you know, sometimes we just assume that it's going to be fine. A missing assignment, they should automatically make it a 0. Well, the new gradebook allows you to do that. So what you can do is at the end of the semester, just in case you've missed anything, if you click on this gear icon, you have this late policies tab. And then you can do this, automatically apply grade for missing submissions, right? And then it lets you put in a number here. If they miss the submission, they get a 0. So I'm putting in a 0 there. And then click update. And then look at that. Magically, all of those missing assignments now have a 0. Now there's 0 confusion when the student checks their grade. They're going to see their actual total. And except for the test student, that it doesn't affect the test student. So there you go. One last thing, and this last feature you may have to turn on. A lot of instructors like to bump up the grade. So you can see this student here got a 79. They're like 1 point away from a B if you were using those grades there. So you'll notice you can't click on this column and change that to an 80. I could give the student an extra point somewhere along the line, but that's not right either. You know, I could create another assignment and call it grade adjustment to bump up that percentage. All of those solutions are workarounds, but the new gradebook allows you to override the final grade, which is something we've been waiting for. So if you click on that gear, there should be a third tab here that says grade override. If you don't see it like now, what you can do is go to the course settings. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to go down to settings in this course. And then over here up at the top, click on the feature options tab. And then you'll see you have this final grade override. And if you go all the way to the right, you can click and turn that on. Make sure there's a green check there. And then when we go back to the gradebook and click on this gear, you now have this advanced tab, which you can select, and then you can click allow final grade override and update. And now you'll see if I slide it over to the right, I now have a new category called override here. So what you can do is click in there and then change it to an 80. And then this student will now see 80%, not 79. And we can test this out. If we click on the student and click on grades, this is exactly what the student sees. So the student's going to see a total of 80%. Doesn't matter if they check this grade based only on graded assignments or not, because we did do all the zeros for missing assignments. Therefore, the grade doesn't change. And now this student who was just on the cusp of getting a B, now they have a B because we overrode the grade. And the student's going to see that in Canvas. So I really like the new gradebook. There's other features in there I'm not going to get into. These are just the ones that I like. Thanks for watching.